Hello, everyone. Ryan from the Canadian Football Countdown here, bringing you the final positional preview episode leading up to CFL Free Agency. We're going to talk all the special teams here: kickers, punters, long snappers. Not too many names out on the market on those, but we'll take a look at what teams have and the few options that are available. Of course, we've been previewing a position a day, all leading up to CFL Free Agent Frenzy 2023. Tomorrow is the big day. We will be live 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time for 8 hours of live coverage and analysis of the opening of CFL Free Agency. We've got a number of special guests from around the Canadian Football Podcast Network joining us as well, and lots of content planned for you throughout the day. So if you want to keep tabs on what's going on with CFL Free Agency, make sure you join us over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CF Countdown Pod, or follow us on Facebook or Twitter at CF Countdown Pod there. We're also on Twitch, twitch.tv/CF Countdown Pod, and on the Game Time TV YouTube page, thanks to our presenting sponsor, Game Time TV. We hope you join us. We'll have live chats going throughout the day. Should be a lot of fun. But let's get to taking a look at the kickers, the punters, and the long snappers to close out these positional previews here. And let me pull up the free agent tracker here. Let's start off by looking at the kickers and the punters and take a look at who teams currently have under contract coming into next season. Most of the teams pretty much set, I think, at the position, so I don't expect many groundbreaking moves there. The BC Lions have both Sean White and Stephen Flintoff under contract here. Sean White being brought back through 2024. A great year for him last year, 92% on his field goals, 98% on his extra points. They call him money for a reason. That's about as good as you can get. Stephen Flintoff having a pretty good season as well in the punting category. He handles the punting duties for the team. Second year last year for him, and he delivered a solid 47.5 yard average and good at the coffin corner punts there as well for Stephen Flintoff. And Kieran Burnham looks like a young piece that could be the future once Sean White retires. For the Calgary Stampeders, Rene Paredes has been around in the league for quite some time as well, since 2011, and he is back for one more year, once again with the Calgary Stampeders, making 90% of his field goals last season, 95% on the extra points, also handling the kickoff duties for the team as well. Global punter Cody Grace, a stellar punter, one of the best in the CFL. He managed to put up 30 punts within the 20-yard line last season. Also a 48.2 average, a great year for him there. The Stampeders also signed in global kicker Toshiki Sato, most recently, perhaps once again, the future following Rene Paredes, should he retire in the near future. The Edmonton Elks brought in Sergio Castillo last offseason. They've brought him back once again on an additional contract here. He does most of the work for the team. He does field goals. He does the kickoffs. 84% for him last season and 89% on the extra point. You'd like to see those numbers come up a little bit. You know, he was so clutch for the Bombers in that Grey Cup run back in 2021 when he came in late in the season. He's a great kicker, a bit of a down year, but 84% I think is still decent for him there. He also handled the picked off duties. Punting duties late in the season went to John Ryan after they brought him in, but doesn't look like he's back on the roster this year. He has retired, so looks like we'll see one of these other guys perhaps. We've got a number of global players here. We've got Gregory Hutchins, a Canadian there as well. Perhaps we'll see one of them get into the punting duties, or we'll see Sergio Castillo get all three of them, or the Elks will go out and sign somebody different in free agency. The Hamilton Tiger Cats seem blocked in at kicker with Seth Small, who was fantastic when he came in later in the season, took over the starting role from Michael Delmagala, who is currently a free agent. He put up 90% field goals in the 14 games he played, 96% on his extra points as well. He was pretty good. He was pretty solid at the position last season. We've got Blake Hayes under contract in the punter category here. Last year was his rookie season as well. Only played one game last year. Could the Ticats move on from Domagala and give him more of a role coming into this season? The Montreal Alouettes are rolling with David Cote as their kicker, it seems, coming into the new year once again. 86% on field goals from 97% on his extra points. He also handled kickoff duties for the team, while Joseph Sima handled the punting duties with a 47.3-yard punting average. Managed to get 10 punts out of bounds within the 10-yard line there in playing all 18 games. The Alouettes also signing Jose Maltos. Spent some time, I think, with the Ottawa Red Blacks there as well. So they've got some depth at the kicker position and potentially some competition there. The aforementioned Red Blacks are pretty much locked in with their dynamic duo of Lewis Ward and Richie Leone. Lewis Ward only hitting 86% of his field goals last year. Those are not the Lewis Ward numbers we're used to seeing after he went on that crazy streak of consecutive field goals. You want to see him be able to get back to that level, bring those numbers back up this year, but they've locked him in through 2024, a very important piece of the special teams unit. And same thing with Richie Leone. I mean, look at those numbers there. 112 punts. He punted a lot last season, obviously, as the offense struggled. He handled a lot of the kickoff duties. 36 punts within the 20-yard line for him. So good at the coffin corner there. Not quite as, and the average is pretty similar to a lot of the other punters we've talked about already. The Saskatchewan Roughriders have Brett Lauder as their main kicker coming into the new year once again. 82% field goals for him, a bit of a down year. Again, we'd like to see higher numbers in that category. Extra points, 92%, only missing 2 of them there. And Kari Vedvik, back for his 3rd season, looks to be handling the punting duties once again. 44.5-yard average for him. Seems like the team also splitting the kickoff duties between the 2 of them. We'll see if one of them ends up taking the job. Looks like Vedvik had the better average last season. The Toronto Argonauts just recently re-signed Boris Beatty to a contract extension. Boris Beatty's good at hitting those long field goals, it seems. He usually has and it seems like he is able to make a number of them each game. But his percentage was the worst one in the league of all of these kickers last season, just 78.2%. We know he's a good kicker. He's had good seasons in the past. Hopefully we see a bounce back year for him, a little more consistency there. You'd like to see him get that range into the high 80s. And yeah, I mean, even the 90s would be ideal, obviously. And in the punting category, it's John Haggerty. Last year was his rookie season. He comes in back, it's signed through 2024, a 48.2-yard punting average for him. And of his 107 punts, 40 of them landing out of bounds within the 20-yard line. So some good punting jobs there for him. The Bombers have Mark Leggio under contract as the man doing it all. He does the field goals, he does the punting, he does the kickoffs. He was the mark of all trades last season. There was a lot of concern about the kicking game in Bomberland coming into the year. I think he had a pretty good season. I am still high on Leggio. I'm willing to give him another chance. I know he had a couple of bad kicks off the upright. He had the one that was blocked in the Grey Cup there in the end, which sours a lot of people's opinions of him. But I think he showed a lot of improvement last season. 82% last year. What can he hit this year? Can he get into the high 80s? Punting wise, he does a great job with the punt there as well. 46.9-yard average for him, 29 of them out within the 20-yard line there. So I think he'll continue to handle all 3 jobs going forward. Mike O'Shea's a special teams guy. He's a loyal guy. He'll continue to roll with the guy he's been rolling with the last year or so. So Mark Leggio will get the chance again. Tom Hackett also brought in a global player in the punting category there. Maybe he ends up offloading some of it, but I don't think that will be the case. The only free agent available that played in the CFL last season is Michael Domagala, and he didn't have a great year. 75% only in the field goal category for him. He struggled, only hit 80% of his extra points there as well. Did end up kind of moving more into the punter role for the Ticats. Put up just a 44.8-yard average and managed to get 18 punts out within the 20-yard line. So Michael Demigao, only option available. I think a lot of these teams are pretty set at kicker and punter. The guys that had lower percentages last year are guys that I think either have the potential or have shown the ability to in the past deliver higher numbers. So I could see the teams, trying to give them another chance and see what they can bring this season. Let's take a look at the long snapper position, one of the most underrated players on the field. You cannot you got to give love to the long snappers here. There's only two that are that are free agents right now, and that is BC's Tanner Dahl and Ottawa's Louis-Philippe Barassa. They've been around for a couple of years. Dahl being a rookie back in 2015, Barassa being 2017. Both played 18 games last season for their respective clubs. They are the only free agents available, which means the BC and the teams that are looking for a long snapper are the BC Lions, the Ottawa Red Blacks, and the Montreal Alouettes, whose a long snapper Pierre-Luc Caron recently retiring supposedly to become an air traffic controller. So we wish him the best of luck in what comes next for his upcoming career and down the road there. So these are the teams, looking for someone. Two guys available on the market, only 1 and 3 slots. So somebody's going to have to either draft a player, bring one in through training camps. We'll see how that all plays out. But the guys under contract, the Calgary Stampeders, have Aaron Crawford. He's getting up there in age. He's played since 2012, 36 years of age, been a mainstay in the CFL for a while here for him. Peter Adjei, rookie season last year, played all 18 games with the Edmonton Elks. He's under contract through 2024. It looks like they may be set up at the position for a while here. Gordon White for the Hamilton Tiger Cats under contract for one more season at 25 years of age, played all 18 games last year. The Saskatchewan Roughriders, Jorgen Hoos has been a member of the Riders for quite some time. Rookie season back in 2015. They bring him back through 2023 on a contract as well. The Argos rolling with Maxime Latour, only played 11 games last season, but he's been in the league since 2019. So a couple seasons under his belt, he gets brought back. And Mike Benson, I believe the longest standing long snapper here on this list. I guess he's tied with Aaron Crawford. Signed to a 2-year contract extension back in December by the Bombers. He'll be under contract for this upcoming season and the next one, and continue his role in that category. So that's where we're at on the special teams here for this free agency. Again, not a whole lot of options out there, but there are different names that we may see come, names we haven't heard of coming in training camps, coming through the draft. They'll make their names for themselves, in the preseason and in training camp. You got to look at names coming from the NFL as well. Liram Haralahu, that's a name that's thrown around a lot. Seems like he's exploring some more options in the States first. Brett Maher, poor Brett Maher, the Dallas Cowboys kicker, struggling late in the season there. Could we see him eventually make a return to the CFL at some point? I think there is a possibility there. But these are the options we're currently looking at. That does it for all the positional previews. There's a full playlist on the YouTube channel. Go back, check out all of the other ones as well to see what you've missed so far if you haven't seen them. And again, join us tomorrow. It's going to be a really good day. It's going to be full of content. It's going to be full of fun. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. Follow us on social media. You can see all of the links up there on the screen. And make sure you tune in and help us get more people tuning in as well. Share the links on social media. That would help the show a ton there. Let us know in the comments section also of this video what you think about your team at the kicker and the punter position. Are you happy with who they have? Do you wish there were more big names out there that they could go lock up? And let us know what you think. And join us tomorrow. Going to be a fun day. Looking forward to it. See you then here on the Canadian Football Countdown.